action.
Coming in, Barry's there.
Oh, and you're Keith.
I'm
Thank
Keith.
you very much,
I'm the
Keith.
other half. You come in.
Well,
Hello,
hello,
Gerry.
Barrie.
Nice to see you.
Wonderful to see you and to see your book. Whoa, number 5, this, isn't it?
That's right.
And you've done 4 already, and this is looking to be a bestseller like all the others. So watch out for that one.
Well, I've lived a bit longer there, so
Oh,
it's a fat
absolutely.
book.
Absolutely. Now, for those who don't know it, and you must be daft if you don't, Barrie Stacey is the king of Tin Pan Alley, and that's why we're here today, because we're talking about the fate of the place where the musicians and the instruments live and come from, and have done for years and years and years in all the days of musicals, and it's fated now, doomed to be destroyed in development. But for one man who's making a church-like last stand, it is this wonderful man here, Barrie Stacey, who's a producer, a musical producer, play producer, an entrepreneur, an agent for many, many big stars, and a really big figure in the film, stage and television firmament. And Barrie is here in Sheldon Mansions, where he's been here really since the end of the war. He's watched it all, he's been there, and now they're going to knock it down, and over his dead body. That's it, isn't it?
That's
Barrie?
right. That's absolutely
See,
right.
because Barrie, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying this, he's not only the king of Tin Pan Alley, but he is the queen of musicals and pantomime. He does them all over the country, and has done, and he's still doing them, and he's 89 years old, aren't he?
That is true.
So Barrie, I want to ask you, if I may, I've done enough talking myself, will you start telling me how you started here, how you came to Charing Cross Road and Denmark Street, which is Tin Pan Alley. How did you start it, and when did you start?
I came here when my coffee house here, As You Like It, closed. 1972.
Right, now you had a coffee house where?
In Seven Dials.
Oh,
up the
yes,
road
so
here.
yes, it's not too far away, is
No,
it?
not at all.
So you came here and you moved from catering into showbiz, is
That's
that it?
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So tell us what you did first.
Well, I came to London and I became a script typist in Victoria.
Right.
To a very wonderful lady, and we typed all the Perry Mason scripts,
My God.
and she let me out to various clients to type their letters. And through that I met Quentin Crisp, who was a news male model.
Oh.
Now think of that.
Yeah, yes. The naked civil servant.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
wonderful
right.
man. Wonderful
And from
man.
that I went to the Haymarket Coffee House and I ran that for a bit, next to the Carlton Cinema.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and from there I liked it so much, and I was in a taxi. It had a crash on the way home, and I got £1,000 for hitting my elbow.
Really?
And I thought, wow.
Lots of money in those days.
So I bought my own coffee house, and it was Freddie Mills' daughter was running it,
Good grief.
and I paid her £200, and she was very happy.
Now, when you had the coffee house, had it anything at all loosely to do with showbiz?
Oh yes, packed with show business.
Yeah. So you had the showbiz in your blood, didn't you?
Oh,
Even
that's
though you
right,
weren't
that's
born in a skip.
Yeah, my mother was most surprised.
Oh yes, exactly. And then you go from a coffee house proprietor, and
I became an agent.
an agent.
Yeah.
And did you at that time meet all the top line stars who were in musicals in the West End?
Quite a lot. I represented John Hanson,
Wow.
of course was very big.
The Red Shadow.
And from him I met a lot of people like Ruby Murray, Kevin O'Connor.
Yeah, lovely.
You remember him?
Ruby, she was lovely.
Ruby was lovely.
Yeah, lovely lady.
Didn't know the time of day. but she was
Softly
beautiful.
turned to me.
That's right.
Yeah, she was a lovely woman. And then, of course, you did pantomime after pantomime after pantomime.
Yes, we toured the whole country, Keith and I, with pantomime.
Really?
Yeah, we used to do four every Christmas.
Good grief. And what locations would you use? Because you did some in Yeovil, didn't you, that were, which is in between Somerset and...
Oh, we did every
You went in
capital.
other-
Right up Scotland, Edinburgh, Glasgow. Right
And what
down-
would that be? Would that be the first or second stop for people who wanted to go further in the business? Was it a training ground?
Yeah, we opened the first pantomime at Musselburgh,
Where's that?
on the edge of Edinburgh.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then we were there for 4 years. And then we
Great.
moved to New Brighton.
Yes, I know
Pavilion,
that, yes, Jack.
And we were there
yeah.
for 4 years.
Well. Yeah, my
We
word.
suddenly became then so busy with variety that we didn't do so much pantomime, we did more concert work.
Yes. And of course it was at the time, at the demise of variety. So you must have been good to keep variety alive
Oh
and
yes, it
live.
was just going down like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
live performances. And when you look back on those days, can you give me a few star names that people will remember, not necessarily stars that were, did Kitty Gillow and people
We
like
had
that?
John Hanson, Kevin O'Connor, Jesse Matthews,
Wonderful.
that Ruby Murray, Quentin Crisp, Russell Grant.
Lovely man. Yeah,
We had a very, very strong array of star names.
Yeah.
June Bronhill.
I don't think people realise, young people, but Jessie Matthews was bigger than, say, Madonna today. She was
That wouldn't be difficult.
No. But she was a very big star, was Jessie Matthews, and she made 24 film musicals. And there was a girl who started off as a 4-year-old kid, not far from where you are here now on Berwick Street, and who tap danced on the cobblestones. Her father ran a fruit barrow opposite, and the woman who owned the dancing school took pity on her and took her in and taught her, and she became one of the C.B. Cochrane young ladies, and he was doing very big musicals in the West End. And by the time she was 15, she was understudying a big star, Gertrude Lawrence, on Broadway. And just like in the musicals, the film musicals, Gertie Lawrence fell ill, and Jessie Matthews at 15 took the star role on Broadway. Incredible, and from then on she never stopped. And this is the man who actually did her last big show before she died. That's right.
Shaftesbury, that's right.
Yeah. And she was a lovely person. She died in Pinner Hospital, but she lived in Northwood, not far from here, with her sister Rose, in addition to having a house in Verwood in Dorset, near Bournemouth.
That's
So
right.
Barrie-
Anna Neagle was her understudy.
Yes, exactly,
yes.
Yeah, my God, and you know, all these people, and she worked with Sonny Hale, who she married later, and she was a wonderful character, Jessie.
But she was hated by Evelyn Leigh.
Yeah, because she pinched...
She pinched her husband.
Yeah, her husband.
And he wasn't
Well-
much cop anyway.
No, that's right. Well, Chili Boucher, who I knew, and you probably
Yes,
knew,
yes.
she told me the whole story about it. And she was a real character, because pros, as you know, they're a breed of their own, aren't they? You know that.
Stars of today haven't got the same.
No,
appeal.
no, they were, it's not, I'm not being rude, but they were like gypsies. Gypsies stick to each other and they look after each other. And in those days, show people looked, it didn't matter whether you were a star or not, they looked after each other, and that's what it was about. And of course, they served their time in variety. We don't have the theatres, or they serve the time in repertory theatre, in little theatres over the top of the cooperative stores. We don't have these grounds where people learn how to be actors. Today, no disrespect, wannabes want to be everything, and they'll do everything, and then parents will do everything to get them in. But it's like that song that Noel Coward sang, "Don't Put Your Daughter on the Stage, Mrs. Worthington." Many of these kids are not tried and proved. And what you got in those reps and, you know, those musicals that like Barrie did, well, people came in. It was a great chance to get on the stage and to learn how to interact with the audience. Because television is great and it pays a lot of money, and film does. But you can't beat being on a stage because you're working with human beings. Everybody cries out to you. I think Max Meller, you know, he went on the stage and everybody in the audience used to talk to him, didn't they?
That's
you know?
right,
And he'd
that's
talk
right.
back to them. No, I'm not wearing a nice suit. Oh no, I am. You know. No, you're not, Maxie. I am. You know. And they worked every week. He worked round here at all the theatres here. You know, at Holborn Empire. They all every week sometimes, and they still couldn't get enough of them because they were different, because they were dynamic, and that's what you're saying about and the age.
You're talking about vaudeville, you see.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the age that Barrie has lived in and is still living in, because he's not finished by any means. You're doing one-man shows, aren't you?
Yes,
Nearly
that's
every
right.
other week.
And songbook.
And songbook. And what's that song of yours that you sang? You were going to sing me a bar or two of it.
Oh, Que Sera Sera, probably.
You know, yes,
Yeah.
that's right, yes.
Doris Day.
Well, probably that, yes. But the one you wrote that you just told me about. Anyway, don't worry about that.
No.
But anyway, here's a man who does it all. He writes, I mean, he wrote scripts, can you imagine it? He wrote scripts, he ran a coffee house, he wrote pantomimes, he wrote musicals. This man is still doing it at 89. So any of you people who retire at 60 or want to moan about working till you're 65, look at this guy at 89, he's got it all. Barrie, I want to thank you, and it's so typical on this time at Christmas when we think of pantomimes and we think of you.
And we think of Tin Pan Alley.
And we think of Tin Pan Alley. I'm glad you say it, because, you know, here again, the one person who is making a stand is our Barrie in the fight to keep Tin Pan Alley there and banging the tin cans.
And it's been so good to so many people.
That's right. That's right. And so have you, Barrie. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Jerry.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.
How have we done, Mr.